Okay, hi friends. Again, beginning of the video hopefully went on the other medium. I was starting off on Instagram Live and things did not work out. Not sure why, but you know, here we are. Lots of different ways to skin a cat. So again, this week's We Care Wednesday is for Philly Cash Bail Fund, and they are also doing a lot of good work in the city, trying to keep people from getting evicted. So that is where we are sending our funds today, our donations. Allison Babula at Venmo, and then I send it all along in a nice big chunk of donation all at once. We are going to get started briefly in Supta Baddha Konasana. So we're going to come down to a supine reclining butterfly. I'm just going to give myself a little more. There we go. So let's come down to a supine reclining butterfly. Our palms of our feet are going to come to touch. You're going to tuck in that low belly and then roll yourself down onto the mat. Let's bring your arms to cactus arms to open up that chest. Good. And then take a couple of good breaths in here to settle in. We'll breathe in through our nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Softening into your mat as you do so. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. One more time, in and out through your mouth. Seal off that channel of your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale with power through your nose. Holding on to your heat as we move through our practice. Go ahead and close your knees like you're closing a book. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Let your big toes come to touch. Arms reach long over your head. So you're in a child's pose, but upside down. Your back is pressed down into the mat. Your arms are long. Your heels are efforting to come down toward your hips. Your belly is engaged. Nice big breath in here. Nice big breath out. One more breath in. As you exhale, reach your arms around your knees, grab onto those knees, drag them in towards your body. And then when you're ready, rock and roll forward and back up to a seated position. Very good. From this seated position, sit up nice and tall. Go ahead and tent or spider tip your fingers onto the mat so that those shoulders are nice and depressed, reached away from your ears. Nice big breath in here. And exhale. Crown of your head reaching up toward the ceiling. Belly is softly engaged. Bring your left hand to your right knee. Right arm is going to backstroke up and behind you. Gaze over that right shoulder. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale that right arm up and over toward that left knee. Go ahead and pull yourself apart a little bit here and then give yourself a little forward fold. Go ahead and sit yourself back up. Unwind those arms. Spider tip those fingers. Crown of the head reaches up nice and tall. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, right arm to left knee. Left arm inhales up and over, backstroking behind us. Give yourself a little twist here. And then as you exhale, that left arm comes up to the right knee. Give yourself a little pull, twist. And then forward fold here. Good. Go ahead and sit yourself back up. Good. Lift those knees. You're going to press into the outside blades of your feet to roll over your knees into a tabletop position. Good. From our tabletop, we're just going to take one cat-cow, tuck your toes underneath, giving your feet a nice stretch. Soften your elbows, drop your belly to the ceiling. Drop your belly to the floor and look up at the ceiling. Inhale up. Cow pose. Good, and then as you exhale, tuck your toes under so the tops of your feet are into the mat. Dome your spine away, belly button comes up toward your spine, chin comes toward your chest. Angry cat back. Good, and then we're gonna come to a neutral spine. So good. Go ahead and reach the right leg long behind you, toes are dialed down. And then you're gonna pulse that leg toward the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay with me, keep that leg nice and long. Bring it out toward the side. Keep that leg long, hold it for 3, 2, 1. Reach that leg long behind you. Reach your left arm long ahead of you. We're gonna crunch knee to elbow and then reach long. We're gonna crunch knee to elbow and then reach long. One more time, crunch knee to elbow, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach nice and long here. Plant your left hand, turn your left toes out to the left side of the room. Bring that right foot down, right arm reaches up toward the sky, supported side plank. Big breath in here. As you exhale, reach that right arm over your head toward the front of the room, opening up that side body. Good. One more breath in here. One more breath out. Next inhale brings you back around to center. Tabletop position. Very, very good. Left leg reaches long behind you. Toes are dialed down. Belly is softly engaged. Nice neutral spine. We pulse that foot to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We bring that leg straight out to the side, holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Reach that leg long behind you. Right arm reaches long ahead of you. Crunch knee to elbow. Reach long. Crunch knee to elbow. Reach long. One more time, crunch and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach nice and long. Plant that right hand. Turn your right toes out to the right side of the mat. Left foot comes down. Left arm reaches up toward the sky. Breath in here. As you exhale, reach that left arm up over your head toward the front of the room. Big side body stretch. Full breath in. Full breath out. Next breath brings us back around to our tabletop position. Bring both knees to touch. Both feet come over to the right side, gaze over your right shoulder, and then hinge forward and back. Good. Come back through center, both feet over to the left, gaze over your left shoulder, hinge forward and back. Very good. Coming back through center, let's step ourselves back so we are in a high plank position. So really pressing our chest away from the mat. Elbows are, eyes of the elbows are spinning forward, stepping yourself back into that high plank. Inhale up onto your tippy toes here to shift yourself forward. Exhale, allow yourself to come back. Inhale up onto your tippy toes, shifting yourself forward. Exhale, allow yourself to come back. One more time. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, shift yourself back, lift your hips, press yourself back, down dog. So, allowing ourselves to settle in here, pedaling out those feet, allowing your neck to hang nice and heavy. Maybe nodding your head yes and no. Eyes of the elbows are still spinning forward. Weight is through that index finger and thumb side of your palm. Imagine that you're suction cupping your palms onto the mat. Good, nice soft bend in your knees. Allow your heels to come down toward the mat just a little bit more. Very good. Wherever you are, to come to stillness. Inhale up onto your tippy toes. Bend your knees, look forward. Tiptoe your way to the top of the mat. Little space between your feet here. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Crown of the head reaches forward, shoulder blades drawing back toward each other, belly engaged. Exhale, forward fold. Nice soft knees. 2 more times like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. 1 more time like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. From here, rooting through your heels, roll yourself up 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow, rolling up to a mountain pose. Palms facing forward, shoulders relaxed away from your ears. Eyes can close softly off here. Just setting an intention for our practice. Maybe you think about rooting down like a tree. Maybe you think about your breath and how your exhale feels best when you're at home. Blink your eyes softly open here. Sweep your arms up over your head. Inhale, look up at your hands. Exhale, hands come to heart center. All the way down. We're going to do that 1 more time. Sweep your arms up. Gaze up at those hands, little baby back bend. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Very good. Hands come down by your sides, mountain pose. Shift all of your weight into that right foot. Inhale your left knee up towards your chest. Good. Exhale, straighten that leg straight out ahead of you. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, knee up to your chest. Exhale, come through airplane pose. Arms are spinning back toward each other. Left toes are dialed down toward the mat. Beautiful. Come back up through that position. You can do it. Knee up towards your chest. And then place it back down. Let's sweep our arms up overhead. Little bend in your knees. Inhale up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And then down by your sides, mountain pose. Shifting that weight into that left foot. We inhale our right knee up toward our chest. We exhale that leg out straight ahead of us. Inhale your knee up toward your chest. Exhale, airplane pose. Holding here for 3. Right toes dialed down. Stamp that right foot on the back wall. Keep those foot flexed. And then inhale that right knee up towards your chest again. Exhale, step it back down. So good. Slight bend in your knees as you sweep your arms up over your head. Exhale, hands come through, heart center, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back. Left hand plants, right arm reaches up toward the sky. Big breath in. Big breath out. Right hand comes back down to the mat. Sweep your right leg up into the air, 3-legged dog. Bend your knee, fan that hip open. Straightening and bending that leg here. Maybe some little hip circles. And then we'll inhale that right leg long. Toes are squared to the mat. And then we're going to come through a vinyasa, keeping that leg lifted, high plank. Low plank, foot meets the mat. Inhale through your upward facing dog. Exhale, press yourself back, downward facing dog. So good. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale up onto your tippy toes. Bend your knees, look forward, tiptoe your way to the top of the mat. Very good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Root through your heels, roll all the way up to a standing position. Sweep your arms up over your head, inhale. Exhale, hands come to heart center. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, separate your hands, lead with your head and your chest as you fall into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back, plant your right hand down, inhale that left arm up toward the sky. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale that left hand down to the mat. We're gonna sweep that left leg back up into the air, three-legged dog, and then bend your knee, fan that hip open. Giving this hip and this side whatever you gave the other side, as much kindness and attention. And patience if it's not where you want it to be or where you think it should be. Inhale that left leg long, squaring those hips off. We'll shift and come through a vinyasa high plank to low plank. Inhale through upward facing dog. Exhale, press yourself back, downward facing dog. So good. Big breath in here. Big breath out. Inhale up onto your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward. Tiptoe your way to the top of the mat. Attempting to do that with straight legs if you can. From here, big toes come to touch. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more time like that. We're gonna inhale, halfway left, crown of the head reaches forward, belly is engaged. As you exhale, sit your hips back, arms come up over your head, chair pose. Very, very good. So sinking nice and low here, weight is in your heels, inner thighs are squeezing in together. Imagining that you have a tail and it's curved softly underneath your bottom here. Sink a little bit lower, bring your hands to heart center. Sink a little bit lower, we're gonna hold here for 3. And 2. And 1, stand yourself all the way up here. Interlace your fingers so that your index finger is facing up toward the ceiling. Separate your fingers, your feet. Root that left heel into the earth as you lean your right side over. And then inhale back up through center. Rooting that right side down as you lean over to the left. And then inhale back up through center. Cactus your arms, pulling them down. Keep pulling them down. Imagine that you're tracing the backs of your hands down the back wall, all the way down by your sides. Mountain pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up over your head. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Soften your knees. We're gonna take a nice ragdoll here. So grabbing onto opposite elbows. Like I said, soft knees so that your torso, your belly can rest onto those thighs. We're giving ourselves some nice hamstring stretching without asking our hamstrings to work or be strained. Maybe you sway your weight side to side. Maybe you can nod your head yes and no. Wherever you are, just allowing gravity to make you be as heavy as you possibly can be as you draw yourself down toward the earth. Each exhale, we come a little bit closer. Good. And then we'll come to stillness. We'll reach our arms down for the mat and plant our hands. And then we'll step ourselves back or jump back into a high plank and we'll come through a vinyasa. High plank through low. Upward facing dog. And then just press yourself back over your knees into a child's pose or into a half kneel. Maybe take a drink of water. maybe a little towel off, whatever, what have you. All right. Beautiful. So let's sit back onto our knees, and then we're going to come up to a high kneel. Good. Toes are tucked underneath, so like so. And then I'm going to bring my right hand to my right hip. Left arm reaches up over my head, and I backstroke to reach back toward my left heel. I see if I can touch it, and then I come back to center. Hand to my hip. Right arm reaches up, backstroking behind. As I'm doing this, I'm not leaning back. I'm pressing my hips forward so that I can get a little bit of a back bend as I come into this. Good. Left arm reaches up, press those hips forward, come back to center. Right arm reaches up, press those hips forward, come back to center. One more time each. Lift up, press those hips, come back to center. Right arm up, press those hips, come back to center. Good. Drop your hands down to the mat, step yourself back so you're in a high plank. Lift those hips, downward facing dog. Very good. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to your nose. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, step that foot through. Very good. Spin the back foot flat. Bring your right hand on the inside of that right foot. Left arm reaches up and pulls you up into your warrior two. Beautiful. So warrior two, we're going to take some variations. We're going to straighten out that front leg, bring our arms up over our heads. So we're like so. And then we're going to come back into our warrior two. Very good. So straightening up, inhaling up. Exhaling back into warrior two. One more time like that. Inhale up. Exhale back into warrior two. Good. Left hand comes forward and then spider tips over that front foot. Let's take a standing split here. Left leg goes flying. Left toes dialed down toward the mat as much as you can for 3, 2, 1. And then step that left foot back. Right leg sweeps up into the air, and if you want to keep that leg lifted as you take your vinyasa, go ahead. Coming through high plank to low. Upward facing dog to down. Very, very good. Breath in here. Breath out here. Next inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step through. Good. Back foot spins completely parallel with the back of the mat. Left hand comes the inside of that left foot. Right arm reaches up toward the sky. And then right arm pulls you up into your warrior two. Just like we did with the opposite side. Straighten that front leg. Arms come up over your head. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right arm windmills to the top of the mat. We'll take a standing split, right leg flying behind us. Hold for 3. And 2. And 1. Step that right foot back. Plant your hands. Go ahead and take your vinyasa. Left leg flying up behind you. High to low. Upward facing dog. Press back, downward facing dog. Very good. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to your nose. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step that foot through. Woo, that's hard. Spin your back foot nice and parallel. Right arm comes on the inside of that right foot. Hug that right booty in. Don't let it pop out to the side. Hug it nice into your center line. And then left arm reaches up toward the sky, pulls you up into your warrior two. Good. You know where we're going. Straighten that front leg. Inhale up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale up. Exhale, sink in. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, sink in. Left arm comes forward, spider tip down. We take a standing split, holding for 3 and 2 and 1. Stepping back, flowing through your vinyasa. From high to low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in here. Breath out here. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to your nose. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step that foot through. Back foot spins parallel. Left arm on the inside of that left foot, hugging that left glute in toward your center line. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, that pulls you up to warrior two. Good. We inhale to straighten. Exhale to settle. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, settle. One more time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, settle. Right arm reaches forward. Spider tip those fingers. Take that standing split, holding for 3 and 2 and 1. Stepping that foot back, flowing through your vinyasa. Left leg lifts. Comes through. And down. Very, very good. Big breath in here. Big breath out. One more big breath in. And big breath out. Inhale up onto your tiptoes, bend your knees, look forward. Walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Do, do, do. Big toes come to touch at the top of your mat here. Heels have a little space between. Let's inhale to a halfway lift. Crown of the head reaches forward, belly engaged. Exhale, sweep your arms up over your head. Chair pose. This time, shift your hands to heart center. Shift your weight to your right leg. Go ahead and unweight that left foot, and you're going to step that left foot back to your warrior two. Whoo. Inhale your arms up over your head and then into your warrior two, and then when you're ready, you know where we're going. Straighten that front leg. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, settle. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, settle. Windmill. Take that split for 3, 2, 1. Step your left foot right next to your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sit your hips back, chair pose. Good. All right, hands come to heart center. Sink a little bit lower. Weight is in those heels, belly engaged. Good. Go ahead and shift your weight into your left foot. Unweight that right foot. When you're ready, step that right foot back into a warrior two. Inhaling, arms up over your head into that right warrior two pose. Great. Go ahead and straighten that front leg. Inhale up. Exhale, settle yourself in warrior two. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Windmill that right hand down. Take your standing splits. Holding for 3 and 2 and 1. Step that right foot right next to your left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chair pose. Reach those arms forward and then reach them down back by your side so that your palms are facing forward like airplane arms. Good. I want you to come up onto your tiptoes here. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and then back down onto your heels. Sweep your arms up over your head. Inhale here. 3, 2, 1. Up onto those tiptoes for 3, 2, 1. Back onto those heels last time for 3, and 2, and 1. Stand yourself all the way up. Inhale here. Separate those feet. Separate your hands. Lead with your chest and fold head first into a forward fold. We're going to take a variation here. So I want you to, what do I want to do? You're going to bring your right hand behind your right knee and then in front of your left knee. And then you're going to bring your left hand behind your left knee and then in front of your right. Bend your knees as much as you need to in order to accommodate this. And then once you've got the knees grabbed, you're going to try to, I'm going to show you from the side. You're going to try to straighten out your legs, and it gives you this beautiful upper trap and upper back stretch. That feels delicious. And then you can release, let those arms go, and then I want you to start with your left and then thread the right one through just so that you're oppositing it. Give yourself the same stretch on each side. Very, very good. And then allowing yourself to come out of that position, plant your hands down onto the mat, and when you're ready, step yourself back into a high plank, drop your knees, and then to a child's pose. Toweling off, sip of water, whatever you feel like you need. Alrighty then. So, from here, we're going to do some side plank stuff because it's fun and it's good times. Alright, let's come into a high plank. And then let's step ourselves back into good. And then you're going to roll onto the blade of your right foot. Left arm reaches up toward the sky. And then what we're going to do here is I'm going to have you walk yourself. Left leg comes forward. And see if you can walk your right leg forward. Then see if left leg can come forward. Good. And then I want to see if you can reverse it. Go backwards. Go backwards. Go backwards. Awesome. Come through your high plank. Switch to the opposite side. Right arm reaches up. And then our right leg steps forward. Left leg steps forward. Step. And step. And then go back. And do. And do. Very, very good. High plank position. Go ahead and lower yourself down, 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 down onto the mat. Keep your hands by your lowest rib, and you can bring your forehead to the mat. Go ahead and zip up your feet so that they are big toes coming to touch. Your knees are lifted off of the mat here. Press your pelvis into the mat and then lift your feet up. Good. And then release them back down. Lift your feet up and then release them back down. Good. Pelvis presses, lift those feet up and then back down. Good. Now this time, keep those feet down and press into your hands to lift your head, neck, and chest. And then come back down. They're in one straight line, so I'm not looking forward, I'm not arching anything. I'm just pressing myself up. Exhaling back down. One more time like that, press myself up. Exhale back down. Now, we're going to try to put both of those things together. Engage your feet, lift those knees up off of the mat, press into your pelvis, lift those feet, and then see if you can lift your head, neck, and chest. And then come back down. We're going to do 2 more times. Feet lift, head, neck, and chest lifts for 3, 2, 1. Back down. One more time. Feet lift, head, neck, and chest. See if you can float your arms. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. Hold for 1. Bring yourself back down. Make a nice little pillow with your arms. Give yourself a nice little rest here. Bend your knees and then windshield wiper those feet side to side here. That should feel nice. Very good. And then we're going to reach our legs nice and long behind us again. Arms are going to come out to a T. Left hand comes in and it's going to press me over. So I'm going to start to roll my body over. Bend your left knee and then roll yourself over that right arm. Giving yourself a nice pec stretch here. Front of your chest is really getting a nice big stretch. Maybe you decide to reach that left arm up and behind your back. Maybe you're trying to bend, grab that left leg. Maybe you're comfy where you are. Very good. And then we'll roll back through center. And we'll take the opposite side. Left arm comes out, right arm comes in, right knee bends, and then you press yourself up and over. Nice big breaths here, allowing yourself to stretch. Good. Holding here for 3 and 2. And 1. Coming back through center. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Bring your hands by your lowest ribs. Tuck those toes underneath. See if you can press yourself back up to a high plank. Lift your hips down dog. Very, very good. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale up onto your tippy toes. Bend your knees. Look forward. Tiptoe your way with straight legs to the top of the mat. Good. Big toes come to touch. We inhale, halfway lift. We'll exhale, sink your hips back, chair pose. Good. Keeping those arms lifted if you can. Shift your weight into that right foot. Lift your left foot up and then step him right back into a crescent lunge. So arms reach up toward the sky, maybe a slight bend in that back knee. Nice big breath in. Nice big breath out. You're going to inhale your right arm back and your left arm forward, so you're hugging the right side of the room. Keep reaching back with that right hand to the back of that left thigh. Nice big breath in. As you exhale, your left elbow is going to reach toward your right knee. Your right arm comes around to make a nice little prayer here. Hands effort to come to heart center as they press together and give you a nice little stability here. Breath in and breath out. Inhale your prayer hands back through center. Up over your head. Open up to warrior 2. Very, very good. Straighten out that front leg. Pop that back hip toward the back of the room. Reach that right arm forward, forward, forward. And then fall into your triangle pose. That left side body is really supporting you here. Make sure you're anchored through that left heel, engaging that left glute, imagining that you're as flat as you possibly can be. Hold here for 3. Hold for 2. Extra challenge, holding that right arm forward on the 1. And then go ahead and let that left hand meet that right hand. We're going to spider tip our fingers and we're going to step that back foot in about a foot. You're going to inhale, halfway lift, square off those hips. Exhale, forward fold over that straight leg. Nice hamstring and calf stretch for that front leg. Maybe blocks here if you're feeling like this is too much of a stretch. Good. And then from here, we're going to reach to the right corner of our mat. Left hand comes to your left hip, and then that left foot is going to fly behind you into a half moon. So I'm going to sweep that left leg to stack that left hip on top of my right. Left arm reaches up toward the sky, and I hold here for 3, and 2, and 1. Step that left foot right next to your right. Good. Shake that out. Sweep your arms up over your head. Inhale up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Good. Big toes come to touch at the top of the mat. Again, sweep your arms up over your head. This time, sit yourself back, chair pose. All right, so keeping our arms lifted again, just like we did before, we're gonna shift all of our weight this time. Which way did we just do? We stepped back. Yeah, we're gonna step our right foot back. Step that right foot back. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Inhaling those arms up toward the sky. Good, squaring off those hips. And then when you exhale, go ahead and open that left arm toward the back of the room. Right arm reaches forward. Good. Big breath in here. As you exhale, left arm keeps reaching back to the back of that right thigh. Gaze over that left shoulder. Hold for 3. And 2. Right elbow comes to that left knee. Left arm comes around to meet it. Hands press in the effort to bring your hands to heart center, giving yourself a little extra twist here. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhaling those hands back through center. And then up. We open ourselves up, warrior 2. And then from here, let's straighten out that front leg. Right hip comes to the back of the room. Left arm reaches forward, 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 until we fall into our triangle pose on this side. Good. Again, right heel is really engaged. Nice long lines, nice long side body. Maybe you see if you can float and hover that left arm forward for 3, 2, 1. Left arm comes back down. Right arm comes down to meet it. Spider tip those fingers, step that back foot in so it's a foot closer. Foot is spun out at a 45 degree. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Over that straight front leg. Maybe a soft bend here. Maybe some blocks to reach down because this is a big stretch. So good. And then from here, we're gonna bring our right hand to our right hip. Left arm is still reaching toward that left corner of the mat. And then straight, sweep that right leg straight behind you, flex those toes, stack that hip on top of the left. And then right arm reaches up toward the sky. We hold here for 3, for 2, for 1. Step that right foot next to your left. Step those feet so that their heels are on the mat, toes are off. At a 45, hands come to heart center, and then we're gonna sink ourselves down into our yogi squat. So good. Oh mama, that feels delicious. So we're just gonna hang here for just a moment. If crow is in your practice and you're itching to crow today, go nuts. I am not itching to crow today, so I'm gonna hang out here. Just chill here for a couple more moments. Good. And then from here, we're gonna plant our hands and we're gonna straighten out our legs. Turn those toes in so that they're slightly pigeon-toed here. And give yourself a nice little forward fold. Opposite elbows, maybe a little ragdoll. Maybe you want a yogi toe lock to grab onto your toes with your peace sign fingers. Whatever feels good and right to let all of that stuff go. And then from here, plant your hands, step yourself back so you're in your high plank, and then lift your hips down dog. We are gonna set ourselves up for a half pigeon. If half pigeon's not your jam, maybe you wanna do something else. Maybe you wanna do a Supta Baddha Konasana. Maybe you wanna do a frog on the wall. Inhale that right leg high. Sweep your right foot to your left wrist and bring that knee across the top of the mat. Heel toe that left leg long behind you. Inhale your arms up over your head, reaching up toward the sky. Imagine that somebody's helping to pull you up here, and then they're slowly letting you back down. Cactus arms. Spider tip here. Maybe you stay up. Maybe you walk your way onto your forearms. Maybe you think, I want a little bit more than that. And you can bring yourself to a pillow. I have a dog here. I know, I'm almost done. You like? She likes to like when I'm impeding. I'm impeding. Keeping your mind on your breath and on your body. This time is still yours. And then we'll walk ourselves back up. Hands come back towards your body. And we'll try a little mermaid. Maybe spider tipping your hand on your knee, on the outside of your knee, on the inside of your knee, wherever you feel like you're not going to fall over. Reach that left arm up and behind you, and then try to see if you can bend that left knee and catch that foot. If you can catch the foot, see how far you can bring it in. Maybe it can come into the crook of your arm. If it comes into the crook of your arm, you see if you can press into that front foot or front knee. Reach that arm up over your head and see if you can make a connection there. This takes a long time. If this is really hard for you, that's okay. This was really hard for me for like years. Hold for 3 and 2. Unwind yourself here. Plant those hands. Tuck your back toes and then sweep that right leg long so you're in a high plank. Drop your left knee. Turn those left toes out to the side of the room. Come into a supported side plank. Ooh, that feels delicious. Maybe this feels good and you want to stay here. Maybe you want a little extra. If so, go ahead and float that right leg up off the mat. Bend your knee, reach behind you, catch that foot, press foot into hand, hand into foot, open up that chest and that hip. For 3, 2, 1. Reach nice and long, side plank again. And then back around to center. Go ahead and lift those hips, downward facing dog. And when you're ready, you're gonna inhale. Left leg high and then sweep that left foot to the right side of the mat. We do the opposite side. And let's be just as nice to this side as we were to the other side. Yeah, just as nice. Crawling that right leg long behind us, imagining that we're being helped into this position, nice and gentle, being placed here. Cactus arms. And remembering that our hips are going to be different side to side. They're sisters, they're not twins. So be kind to yourself, especially if you have differences. That's normal. Give this side what it needs. Keeping your mind on your breath. Keeping your breath with your movement. One more breath here. In this deepest expression of this pose. And then we'll walk our hands back up toward our body. Maybe spider tipping that left hand wherever feels comfy. Right arm reaches up and over. Bend that right knee. See if you can catch that foot. See if you can bring him into your crook of your arm. Maybe you can reach up and over. And hold for 3. And 2. And 1. Undo that. Step yourself back, tuck those back toes. Left leg goes long behind you, so you're in that high plank. Drop your right knee, turn your right toes out to the right side. So we're in our supported side plank again. Maybe this feels good, maybe this feels like enough. Maybe you want to float that left foot. Bend the knee, grab the foot behind your back, press foot into hand, hand into foot, open up that chest and that hip for 3, 2, 1, reach long. Come back around to center. Tabletop position. Go ahead and crawl yourself a little bit further forward. Cross your ankles. Roll back into a seat. We are just going to do a little abs before we lay down onto the mat and come into our Shavasana position. So just a little bit of fun. We're just going to come into our highest boat, and then we're going to come all the way down onto the mat into our lowest boat. So sit bones, maybe you're spider tipping your fingers behind you, but allow those legs to come up, either knees bent and close to your chest or as straight as you can. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly lower yourself all the way down to the mat for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So good. Bend your knees. Plant your feet flat on the mat. Bring your heels as close to your body as possible. Palms go flat onto the floor. Engage your triceps and then lift your hips up toward the ceiling for a nice little bridge. Shimmy your shoulders under your body for a little extra height. Nice big breath in. Nice big breath out. One more in. And out. Let those hips come down toward the earth. Good. Go ahead and cactus your arms. Bring your feet so that they're mat distance, and let's just windshield wiper. Side to side, letting it go. That feels very nice. Very, very nice. Side to side. Ending with both feet toward one side. Taking a nice big breath in here. Staying for that full exhale. Both feet to the opposite side. Or both knees, rather. Good, nice big breath here. Nice big breath out. Good. Any last poses that serve you today? Maybe a happy baby. Grabbing onto the blades of your feet, efforting to flatten your spine against the mat as you do so. If you're taking a happy baby, make it happy. Try to rock and roll. Give yourself a nice little massage. And then go ahead and come back into your Supta Baddha Konasana, the way we began our practice today. This time bringing one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Feeling your heartbeat calm down. Feeling your breath settle. Feeling your body self-regulate. Shavasana. Bring your next inhale, reach your arms over your head. Draw your knees in toward your chest. And roll over onto your right side. When you're ready, press yourself up to a gentle seat. We'll face each other. And we'll sit up nice and tall, crown of the head reaching up toward the sky. Eyes softly closed. Hands either to your knees, to your heart, or to your dog. And we'll end with the words of Gia John, who says, "A flower does not bloom because it hopes someone will see it and approve. It was made to bloom, and so it does." Raising your thumbs to third eye, we'll inhale and open up our palms, inviting in the love and the light this universe has to offer. And then we'll bow together and we'll say namaste. Namaste, y'all. It was nice to practice with you. Thanks for bearing with me.